Thank you for holding this interview with us today. I was asked to describe the most outstanding leader that I've ever worked with, and I couldn't think of a better way than to interview the interviewer. Nagwa Assran is the Regional Director of CNBC Arabia, the leading business network in the region. I've had the opportunity to work with Nagwa Assran in over several summer internships. I didn't realize that there's a lot of truth in the statement, "You are your mother," until now. But now, as an adult, I can confidently and proudly say that I do in fact resemble my mother, not only with the great looks, but in our personalities as well. I'd like to start off by asking you, you graduated as an engineer and then you decided to switch your career to a journalism career. What made you do that?
Hi Sherry, thank you for holding this interview with me, and thank you for considering me an important leader in your life. And this is one of probably my achievements. Changing my career, yes, at one point I decided that I don't want to be an engineer. I'd rather be a journalist. I love the media field, and while I was working as an engineer, I worked as a part-time as a news presenter, English news presenter in Kuwait television, and it was my passion. I liked the news, I liked going to the studio, I liked editing the news, and so at one point I decided that I'd rather be a happy journalist than a sad engineer. And it was a very great decision, and I'm very happy that I made this decision. I have no regrets at all, and actually I encourage everybody to pursue their passion. If you are not passionate about what you do, you're never going to be happy and you're never going to be successful. So don't be scared to change your career at any point of your life if you feel it's not fulfilling you, and if you feel that you will be happier doing something else. If you are happy at what you are doing, you will be a successful professional.
What is the most difficult decision you have ever had to make in your journalism career?
I had to take a lot of decisions during my career as a journalist, but I think one of the decisions that I made and was life-changing for me was when I decided to be a war correspondent and cover the war in Iraq in 2003, after everybody in Kuwait television refused to go because it was scary and you never know what's going to happen there. And for me, I didn't know what to expect. And I remember that after I went there, the first few days, I was like, my God, what have I done? It's like, it's not what you think. It's not an adventure. You come face to face with danger and death and a lot of tragedies. So you have to be prepared for this, and you never are. So it was life-changing for me as a human being and as a journalist. Being a war correspondent, I believe, is the ultimate in being a journalist, the ultimate thing you can do. And also as a human being, because I have come very close to tragedy and death and war, and it does change you. And I remember that after I came back, I was a little bit unbalanced for a while, but I managed to get through it. And of course, also during my work in Iraq, I also met a lot of journalists, a lot of media, a lot of international media. I've come to meet CNBC people, and they were opening CNBC Arabia after that, and they chose me. So it was a big risk that I took, but that risk actually helped me to achieve a lot of things. So now I have learned another lesson, that if you want to achieve, you have to take risks. There's no other way, I'm afraid.
So how do you become a successful journalist?
Well, it depends what you mean by successful journalist, because it's different. Everybody defines it in a different way. But for me, a successful journalist is somebody who succeeds in obtaining the respect and maintains their integrity throughout their career and be loyal to their profession. And I think that's what I've tried to do all these years. And I'm afraid that recently, in the past years, because so many things are happening everywhere, this profession is in danger of losing a lot of its ethics. Ethics have gone very much backwards, and I believe that this is going to be a challenge for the journalism profession in the coming years to maintain the ethics. There's a lot of competition, a lot of broadcasters. You want to be the first one, you want to be ahead, so you lose a lot of ethics on the way, and I'm afraid that's going to be a big challenge. And I hope that we will be able to maintain the ethics of this profession, because it is very important.
And in what ways do you feel you have had an impact on me?
As you grow up and the decisions that you make throughout your life, I believe that I have made an impact on you. I'm glad that you are pursuing your passion. It was very brave of you to quit your job. You had a very good job, but you quit it because you felt this is not what you want to do. Not so many people would have the guts to do that, especially nowadays when it's not so easy to find a job. But I encourage you because I knew that it wasn't what you wanted to do. And I believe this is one thing that I had an impact on you, because I always told you, be passionate about what you do. Don't do anything you feel you're not happy doing just because that's what you should do. Don't let people tell you what you should do. You have to feel it from your heart. And I believe that is the impact that I had on you.
My last question is, What characteristics would you say define my personality?
You are brave and you are smart and you like people. You are very tolerant sometimes, and you have a lot of good qualities in you. And I think that as you grow older, you become more mature and you are able to control your life. You know what you want and you are ready to take risks in order to achieve it. And I think this is really what defines Sherry, that you are ready to take the risk to achieve what you want.
Thank you very much for this interview and for taking the time off your busy schedule to meet with me. And I'll see you at home for lunch.